Yes, indeed. We are back today. Another episode. I am eager, happy, and elated that my brother is on here with me. Ladies and gentlemen, a fresh culture. Peace, brother. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Can't complain. Can't
Absolutely.
complain. Blessed. Can't complain.
How's the
How about
store
you?
doing?
Oh, store's going good, man. It's some stuff happening. Overall, everything is cool. Some changes coming along that we're working on, but overall, the it's been amazing, man. Since July 10th when we opened up, everything's been pretty dope. Just a lot of people. We're building we built a tribe, you know,
Okay.
people who rock with us. And every day we're meeting new people. You know what I mean? Every day we're seeing people come in for the first time and stuff like that. And it's been pretty dope. And growing our IG as well within since July, going to where it is. Like for some people, I don't know how big that is for some people, but I mean, we're over 1,000 right now. We started our Instagram in July. And we didn't go at it really hard in the beginning, and then we started going at it really hard. But everything's been going good, man. I just can't complain. You know,
Awesome.
we're making it
Awesome.
happen.
Yes, sir. Yes, you are. Because I bought a few articles of clothing from you guys. I was pretty happy with it. Um, and
Appreciate that.
I definitely like the style and the fit of the clothing and everything. So I'm enjoying it, man. That that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirt with the foot soldiers. I was
The
like,
foot
yo, you
soldier.
you got me. You got me. Yo, that's my
Man, bro.
childhood, man. I was like, I gotta get
Yeah,
I gotta get that.
bro. Man, that shirt. So I had an idea, and that's all original art. Like, of course, the Foot Clan is not my idea, but the way that the shirt was made is original art. So I reached out to my homeboy, and that does a lot of cartoon art. I said, "Hey, can you do this?" And I gave him two different pictures that had two different stances. I said, "I need them to look like this, but side by side with each other, like they were meant to be together."
Mm,
And I need the '90s Foot Clan. I don't need no 2000 whatever.
right.
I need '90s Foot
Classic.
Clan,
Yeah.
and they gotta have on Jordan ones and
Mm.
everything. And I told him how to do it and everything, and he hooked it up, and he gave me the graphic for the foot soldiers, and I did the rest of with the whole a fresh culture being in the Ninja Turtle font and everything. I did that part, but no, he killed that. Their shirt went wild. I did a pre-order for that shirt, and the pre-order was supposed to be for I want to say like a few hours.
I think I was on a pre-order. As soon as I saw, I was
Was
like,
you in the
no.
pre-order?
I was like, no,
Yeah,
nope, give it right here. He was like, no, it's pre-order. I was like, I don't care. Put me on for the shirt. We done. I don't want to hear nothing else.
yeah.
Send it in large. That's all that
It's
matters.
supposed to be, yeah, it's supposed to be a few hours, and the few hours was going so crazy, and I was like, because my homeboy has this page on Instagram called Ninja Toidles,
Mm.
so like Toitles, and he's had that page for a while. He actually sells stickers and buttons. So his website is Ninja Turtles, Instagram or whatever. And so I said, yo, he said, if you do this shirt, let me know. I'll pub it. I was like, all right, bet. So when I made it go live, he pubbed it. And he has a
Mm.
huge following. And I was pubbing it, and I was getting people who were buying buttons and stickers from him.
Wow.
So that made it go crazy. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm gonna let it just go until I wake up the next morning. So it went from a few hours to like I'm gonna go to bed and I'm gonna wake up. And I woke up. It was absolutely crazy. I shut the pre-order down when I woke up,
Wow.
and I just went and made it happen. But when we got to the store, I had extras made to put into the store. But yeah, that shirt went crazy.
It had to because I was like, yo, that's a straight classic and a throwback. And seeing the
Yeah,
foot soldiers from the Foot Clan in those poses, I felt like, yo, like they had just hit the b-boy stands after they got through breaking. I was
right.
like, that's fresh.
Right, because old boy was like he was down like that and everything, and it was crazy. I was like, I got to do this. I'm
Dude,
thinking in my head, I'm thinking like Ninja Turtles, meets like Beach Street and Last
Yes.
Dragon. You know what I mean?
Well done, sir. Well done. You did very well.
Appreciate
Yes.
that.
Applause for that, because you nailed it. I was like, yo, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, I don't care. I was like, yo, I want one large. He's like, hey, it's
Yeah.
pre-order. I was like, I don't care. That's cool. Let me know. I'll give you the card number, all that. I don't care. Just send that now. So what made you choose the Jordan 1s? Is that like your favorite shoe?
The first, because that Foot Clan was from the original cartoon. So I went with a Jordan 1 because it was the original Jordan.
Okay.
So kind of play that part into it. And I thought about going with like, let's do a Jordan 1 that matches the Foot Clan's outfit, you know, purple and black, whatever. Nah. Let's go with original colorway. You know,
that
Jordan
shit
1.
Still was hard. That shit was still
it was still
fly.
hard, right?
Still fly. I was like, oh, he bogus for this one.
It was still hard. And you notice the bottom of the shoe when he was kicking, the bottom of the foot said to stay fresh on there, which is a lot of the shirts that I do to stay fresh on it.
Yes.
But yeah. So yeah, shirt went hard though.
Yes, it did. Do you plan on doing that shirt in different colorways, or is that done?
My plan is, in which I should have done it by now, but the plan is to do another variation of it. I'm just trying to debate on who I want to go to next. Because before I did that shirt, I did, which made me skeptical, because the first one I did was a bootleg Ninja Turtle shirt. And instead of it saying Ninja Turtle, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it said Straight from the Sewers, which played off of DOS effects, because I'm a hip hop head.
Okay.
And it had, and the actual art, I basically stole, it was a bootleg shirt like a mug. I basically stole from an old Ninja Turtle toy ad.
Okay.
So the art was from an old newspaper ad that I did a lot of cropping, everything, and put on the shirt, and then put Straight from the Sewers, and then put my logo at the bottom of it. But that shirt didn't do too well. I put it out there as a pre-order, the same thing.
How long ago was that?
And this is last summer.
Really?
Yeah.
This must have been. I must not have been tuned in, because I probably would have snatched that one up too.
I thought the shirt was hard as hell. I thought it was hard as hell, boy.
When we're done, or right now, send me a picture of that, and we gonna definitely fly.
I might have to bring it back, because I think a lot of eyes didn't hit it, you know, but I thought it was hard. So I was skeptical, but I said, you know what, I'm gonna give it a go again. And did a Foot Clan shirt, and that shirt went crazy. So now I'm like, okay, now maybe it's because it's the villains. I don't know. But like, okay, well, maybe I'll stick with the villains for a while. And I have an idea for Shredder, and I have an idea for Bebop and Rocksteady. So I just gotta put them in motion and figure out, because it's all the aesthetic to go to. When you're doing this stuff, it's like you can't just be like, we'll put on a black shirt.
Yeah.
Because of course everything goes good on a black shirt, right? Of course.
Absolutely.
But like sometimes you got to go a little bit different. Like maybe Shredder has to go on a cream shirt, or whatever the case is. Maybe Bebop and Rocksteady has to go on a green shirt. I don't know. But I'm thinking I have to stick with the villains, because maybe the Turtles didn't go over too well. I don't know.
No, I stick with the villains, because I just think that's dope. I just think that's dope to have the villains and some fly kicks, and you know, because it also reminds me that, it reminds me of like the Transformers, right? We all love the Transformers, but the Decepticons had like the best ones. Like they're like the best, you know, they had the best bots that transform. He was like, yo, how come they can't get any of those, man? Like Starship and stuff like that. And we got cars and trucks, man, and regular American stuff. Like, why aren't they planes and stuff like that? So definitely,
they had bombers flying through the man.
And you were sitting there like, what? A fire truck, bro?
Right, an ambulance. But
Come
I mean,
on,
they serve their purpose, I guess. But I don't know. But they're the Constructicons, right?
And it used to piss me off watching. It's like, you see Optimus and everybody's retreating because something turned into something else. And it's like I was like, oh man, the Decepticons, man, they got the coldest, even though they would get their ass kicked, they had some of the coldest stuff though, man.
Right. I mean, because the Constructicons turned into a giant robot, the Autobots didn't have that.
They didn't have that, man.
The Autobots was like, wait, what is this? And then when they got the Dinobots, the Dinobots was cool though.
The Dinobots was good.
It was cool as hell, but they ain't turned
cool.
into a big old robot though.
No. The most you got was Optimus being able to take parts of people and all that. Nah, man, the Decepticons had like they were able to do too much, man.
But when the Decepticons went and got the Stunticons, which they went and got cars and trucks, but they also turned to a big robot.
Yeah.
But then that's when the Autobots finally when they got the aerial bots and they turned into a big robot and they finally got a big robot. But it took them like what?
It took them,
seasons?
Man. At that point, I was like, this is cheating, man. Like, I'm not feeling this, man. You guys are cheating at this point, man.
I'm like, the Decepticons have the same resources as y'all do. Y'all both on Earth. That's the same resources.
Like, aren't y'all able to just look at something and go, I'm gonna be that, So that used to make me upset. It's like, how are y'all getting away with this, man? For real. They was cold though. Decepticons was cold. I mean, they're the villains, and you got to root against them because they're the villains, and you love Optimus and everything. But like, low key, man, Soundwave was cold as hell. Yes, he was. Yeah. And to deny that, you got to be a hater to deny that.
Soundwave was cold.
Yeah, Soundwave with the voice and everything. Ooh,
right. Soundwave was cold.
Yeah. Soundwave was a bad one. Yeah, and then later on there was the animated cartoon of the Transformers.
The animated joint was cold though.
Yeah,
me and my son used to watch that. We used to watch that, and the one that had there was the 3D
Beast Wars
animation. Beast Wars was dope. Ooh. Beast Wars was cold. They came out with another one in the late 2000s. That was really dope, and it was Transformers something. Damn, what was that called? But me and my son used to watch it. Okay. It would come on, and that was our show. Because I don't know if you have kids, but my son, he got hip to things that I grew up to. Like I put him on to the original Transformers. I originally showed him the movie, the first movie.
Okay.
Because I bought it on DVD, and I was like, son, you gotta watch this. And then I bought the first season, and he was hooked. He was done. Put him on a Star Wars, the original first trilogy. Put him on a Star Wars. He was hooked.
Okay. For me, Batman, Star Wars, it was never my thing. As an older man, I started to sort of get more into it. Now I have a better understanding, but as a kid, I was trying to be outside a lot, so I didn't.
Yeah. I mean, I was outside a lot too, but Star Wars was my stuff. But
yeah, Star Wars, not so much. But that Batman animated series, when they put that on HBO, I sat down and watched it. I was like, I still feel like a kid watching this stuff, man.
I used to run home from school. I could not. I got to go home first. Watch Batman the animated series, and then I can do whatever else.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have, like we couldn't go watch stuff on demand back then. We had to watch it in real time. Unless you had a VCR and set that timer, but
even the timer came later though. Like you didn't always have a timer though. So
right.
That was later on. So I definitely agree with that. Like after school, I would get my sister and a couple of friends that was walking back home with us, walk home in, and I wouldn't do nothing until I watched Batman the animated series, man. And I used to love when he would be there with the commissioner. And then you would see Detective Bullock. I hated Bullock, but it was always good to see him because he was so shrewd, and he didn't like Batman at all. So I was always hoping like Batman would put him in his place, like they would have a fight or something. But Bullock wasn't about that life. Like he might have had some fight in him. I think did they do an episode where they threw down or something like that?
I don't know, but he always had food.
Yeah,
I always feel like he always always had like a sandwich with him or something.
He was eating. He was eating. Yeah.
Harvey Bullock. Yeah, Batman. That's my guy.
Yes, sir. Would you ever do something with that character?
I would love to do some type of Batman, but it has to be right. It has to be right because it's gonna be bootleg no matter what. Because you got to go through like hella channels,
yeah,
to get to that. But I'm so low key that it'll be pretty bootleg. But I am working on a Bruce Leroy shirt though.
Uh-oh.
And the reason why is because my little sis, now I call her sister, she's shorter than me, but she's not my real sister, but she's his sister. She's my sister. You know how it is. But she has a restaurant in Vegas. She's from Waukegan, but she has a restaurant in Vegas called Soul Food Young.
Okay.
Right? So soul food and Asian food. So she got the yams, but she also got the egg foo young. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But she got this dish called the Bruce Leroy, which is veggie fried rice and I think 4 chicken wings fried hard.
Oh wow.
So it's a Bruce Leroy. And so I said, sis, I said, we gotta do a shirt. And I gotta come to Vegas and do a pop-up and we're gonna sling this shirt at the pop-up. So we working on it. So I got the designer, the same dude who did my Foot Clan shirt.
Okay.
He did my Bruce Leroy for me.
Dope.
Because I can draw, but sometimes I don't have time. And like I'd rather like and dude is dope as hell. You know what I mean? So I'm like, hey, can you do this? I said I need him to be holding the Chinese box in one hand. I need to hold a plate of fried rice and chicken wings in the other hand, and he has to have on the yellow Bruce Lee joint.
Oh,
like he wore the Last Dragon.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? I said,
that's crazy.
He has to have on a yellow Bruce Lee joint, right? So he hooked it up for me. So I took that image that he made and made the rest of the shirt around that image. So we're working on that one. And it's for her restaurant, so Soul Food Young, a fresh culture and everything. So we're working on it. And once I get it done, it'll be dope. So the thing is that a lot of people won't get it because it's partial to her restaurant.
Yeah.
You know, but people where I'm from, where in North Chicago, Waukegan will get it because she's from here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody knows who she is. She actually came down and did a pop-up out of a house and sold all Bruce Leroy's.
Wow.
And I went by there and I got myself 2, got my grandma 1. And I was like, and I walked in there and she had a whole thing going. Fried chicken, everything was just going all night long. I was like, sis, how you doing? She was like, I'm not gonna lie. I ain't, and part of my phrase, these are her words. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't know they fuck with a bitch like this. I was like, I'm like, you family to this area. What are you talking? Her mom used to own a restaurant. She owned 2 different restaurants in the area. And she actually gave me my first job. It was called Harvey's in North Chicago, on Elizabeth Avenue, North Chicago. And she gave me my first job. She was basically a friend to the family. Like she's family, mm-hmm. You know, just not blood. But and then she had another restaurant called Sweet Georgia Brown because her name is Georgia. So when they moved to Vegas, her daughter Tisha created Soul Food Young. I'm like, what are you talking about? Everybody know you from here. You think he's gonna mess with you like that? But she was like, man, I don't know how many plates I made, but it got to be in the 200s something. And it was just for one night.
Wow.
One day, you know. I'm like, hey, you got to come back and do this every now and then. Yeah. I said, we mess with you, and the plate was good as hell. But yeah, so we're working on that Bruce Leroy joint. I think it's gonna be dope. People who know Bruce Leroy, they probably gonna get down no matter what it is.
The next time she come back, would you have her do it out of your shop, out of your store?
That would be dope as hell. I don't know how we can make that happen because we don't have the resources for her to cook food back there.
Okay.
But if we can find a way to make something like that happen, oh, that would be dope. That would be dope.
Because now you got my mind working, right? So I started getting creative in the whole process, and I'm thinking like maybe she just sets up like a catering style. Like a buffet like they do at a repast or something like that.
That could be dope. That would be hella dope.
bang,
Yeah,
bang. And then people just come by,
yeah.
grab a plate, you know.
Grab a plate and bounce. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Because to be honest, we've done pop-ups to where we've had people like who do like sweets, like cakes and cupcakes.
Hmm.
Like we'll do a pop-up for another clothing brand. And then we were like, okay, well, let's partner with somebody else. So there's a young lady out here named Victoria who does all kinds of cakes and sweets and stuff. It was like, come set up a table. And then she sold out of her stuff. And the
Okay.
other dude, Daniel, sold out of his stuff. They was in there getting cupcakes and t-shirts and cupcakes and hoodies, and it was a dope vibe. And we had the DJ going. It was so dope.
Man, you
But
know, cross branding and cross marketing is a beautiful thing when it's done
yeah,
right, man.
when it's done right,
When
yeah.
it's done right, it's always a beautiful thing.
Ain't no reason why multiple people can't get the money. You know what I mean? There's no reason why we can't.
Nope.
So the holding back other people baffles me. It baffles the hell out of me. So my homie Jimmy Wallace,
Yes, sir. Salute to
right?
Jim.
Salute to Jimmy, right? At his shop, Hustle Smart Live Rich. And he gave me my first pop-up. Right? Gave me my first pop-up. He was like, bro, come out here. I'll move all my stuff to the back. You fill my store up with your stuff, do the pop-up, and get your name out here. I was like, because my name was moving, but there's certain areas where I wasn't in. You know what I mean? Even though I'm from Illinois, there's just certain areas of Illinois like that I'm not in. And but I'm everywhere else, right? Texas, Florida, California, whatever. But I'm like, yo, that's dope as hell of you to do that, and came out there, man. We put the flyers out. We was all over Instagram, Facebook, and it rained like hell that day. It was raining crisscross. I'm like, for real, bro, it was bad. I'm like, and for the first couple hours, I'm like, damn, ain't nobody gonna show up. I mean, who'd have ever thought it was gonna rain like this on this day?
Right, right.
When I planned it like 2 months ago, right? So I'm sitting there like, damn, and I'm getting discouraged. And then some people walked in. And I had Jeff the Illest DJing,
Salute to
right?
Jeff. Salute to
Jeff the
Jeff.
Illest. He was
Yeah.
DJing. And
JDI. JDI.
he was DJing, and then some people walked in, and then some more people walked in, and before I knew it, the place was packed. The pop-up was open for 5 hours. The last 3 hours of that pop-up, crazy. JDI went from playing like regular, like classic hip hop, and all of a sudden you heard Griselda, and then you heard like he went into his zone. But on a real, it was absolutely bananas.
Hey, he was trying to help the hustle, man. I see what he was
right.
He was like, yeah, we moving units now, man. It's
right,
happening.
Right. He went into the mode. But people was piling in there, people that I didn't know.
Yes, sir.
So people that showed up that I did know, that I was like kind of happy that they drove all the way out there, because that's a nice hike from Lake County, but for people to show up there that I'd never met, that I met for the first time and stuff like that, beyond me, and that the confidence boost that gave me, like I was already like kind of confident, but but the boost they gave me, I don't think I could ever repay Jimmy.
Salute to Jimmy, because I got nothing but love for Jimmy. I love Jim. And to anybody that's listening, if you ever been around Jim, if he got something that you believe in, if he believe in it, he just gonna tell you to come, yo, man, just come in here and rock out.
Yeah.
Just come in here and rock out.
Yeah.
I've been in his shop multiple times and seen other people's stuff in here. And he go, oh, I don't care about that. My stuff gonna do what it's gonna do. I got mine already. They need to get theirs. He said, ain't nothing wrong with helping somebody else eat.
Yep. That's Jimmy.
And when he said that, I was like, my man, you get it, bro.
Yeah. I'm gonna text him real quick. I'm just gonna say one thing to him because it's on my mind. And
Yeah.
I just gotta say it.
But salute to him, man, because Jim, from my inception to meeting him, he's been nothing but a solid stand-up dude on so many levels. And then to be able to use his resources to allow others to have a chance to grow their resources and grow their market and grow their product. You know, there's not a lot of people out here who do that. And I've said that in real life, and I've also said that on my podcast as well. We should be allowing each other to grow, to help each other. If you help me grow and I grow a little bit further, I'm only going to come back and help you out even more.
Yeah, man.
Because now the foundation has been set that we are a team. It's okay to help, and there is nothing wrong with helping each other out.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that at all, man.
At all.
He did the same thing when he decided to do another pop-up and invited me down, and he had Vintage Nerd,
yes, sir.
Tamara Whitfield.
Yeah.
And I met her for the first time at that pop-up. And he was like, yo, just come down. My girl Tamara, come down. I want to see he has somebody else. Can't remember for sure. I think it was his stuff. But everybody did well that day. Everybody did. So many people was in and out of them doors.
Yeah.
It was crazy the love that he attracts, you know, just from being him, you know. And
with Jim, and it's true as it gets as far as what I know. I don't know about nobody else, but from what I know and what I've seen, the shirt that he had on recently, Everybody Eats, that's Jim.
Yeah. Everybody eats, B.
That's Jim. He had that on recently, and I was like, that couldn't be a better statement for a guy that I've gotten to know. I've literally been in his shop, and he said, "Yo, I'm Matt." He was like, "Oh, I pushed all my gear to the back. They got to go find my gear." He said, "Right now it's about everybody in the front. These vendors left their stuff with me, and right now it's just about them getting theirs." Like he said, my shop. He said, "I own the shop. I got it. But it's about everybody else getting a chance to shine." He's like, "I'm gonna get mine regardless. I'm gonna be okay, but it's about everybody else getting a chance to shine." And I salute that, man, because we need more of that. There's nothing like why would you be scared of another person succeeding?
Right.
Don't you know that you're growing the network every time you help somebody get on?
Right.
All you're doing is stacking the totem pole. So now the success rate gets higher with people you got to eat. More people get to do more things. And you're still included. Only way the person ain't included is if they a piece of shit. Pardon my French, but that's just the way it goes. Yeah.
That's true words. Yeah. He just texted me back. I'm gonna tell you what I texted him. I said, I love you, bro. That's all. Talking about you, I had to tell you that. He responded back, love you, brother. I appreciate it. It's love always.
Yes, sir.
I before I forget, we talking about him. I just had to tell him that.
Yeah.
But
Jim,
man.
Jim is a good dude. Because what I did recently was I sent him my logo, and I was like, "What you think about my logo?" Because I had just got done. Salute to my man, Vitus Shield. That's my brother, man. Love you, bro. I sent him a scratch sheet of paper of my idea for my logo. Said, "This is what I got." I'm like, what can you do with this? He sent it back to me an hour and a half later. Like, look, here you go. I was like, what? He's like, that's it. He's like, that's good right there. I'm like, that's good. I like that. I was like, make it gold, make it black and gold though. He's like, that's nothing. Cool. I said, all right, I need the pixels like this. He's like, nothing. And then I turned around and said, Jimmy, what you think of this, man? He's like, I like that. That's good. I was like, can you see it on the hat? And he was like, yeah. He put LOL. And I was like, all right, cool. We gonna, you know what I mean? And he's like, just let me know. Let me know. Yeah. I was like, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. But people like that, man, that you need that, like that extra oomph. Like I'm inspired enough because I'm alive and I've made it from the circumstances and the things that I've triumphed over and the things that I went through. My ability to go through adversity. I've made it every day I'm alive. I've made it, right? So my success rate through adversity is 100%, right? Because I'm still here.
Right.
You understand? So when another person gives you that extra inkling of inspiration and to keep on going, you love it, man, and you appreciate people like that a little bit more. So Vitus,
Yeah.
man, I love you, bro. You one of them special ones. Everybody from Memphis College of Art that I kept in touch with and keep in tune with to this day, man. You all are some dope individuals as far as art goes, and just being just being great people. But Jimmy too, man. Jim's one of a kind, man.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that 100%.
One of a
And
kind.
and you said something that made me think like so. At Local Heroes, for people who don't know, that's our store in Vernon Hills, Illinois. Local Heroes, um, streetwear store that consists of all locally owned streetwear brands. Every brand in the store is all local. But the core four of us in there, which is me, DK, Brad, and Lewis. We all have our own brands, and we also bring in other brands too as well. But we bounce ideas off of each other, and when more than one of us are in there at the same time, like if it's two or more of us in there at the same time, we get to bouncing ideas,
Mm-hmm.
and we're not scared to do it. We're not scared like, oh, you're gonna steal my idea,
Nah.
or you know what I mean? Because everybody eats, B, right? So Paid in Full, from all of us, that's one of our favorite movies. And that line, everybody eats, B, I mean, that's real stuff. Like if y'all are a unit and y'all are on the same mission, got the same goals and everything, and y'all are able to come together like that. Granted, there's no Rico in your group, right?
Absolutely.
But granted, there's no Rico in your group, God forbid. But if everybody's on the same page and y'all got the same goals in mind, like everybody eats. So we can share ideas and bounce ideas off of each other. Like, yo, I'm thinking about doing this and putting it on this kind of shirt with this color and that color and blah, blah, blah. And they'd be like, yo, that's dope. But I think it might be even cooler if you did it this way. You're like, oh, snap. I didn't even think about that. So that we're bouncing ideas and we're giving each other we're not criticizing, but we're giving
Critique.
critique,
Constructive criticism.
constructive
It's
criticism,
a
right?
think tank. It's just a think
It's
tank.
it's a think tank,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And then at the end result of it all, we come out with really cool stuff that these kids are liking. Like DK has a brand. He had a brand called No Logo at first, right? And that was his brand. He came into the store with, but he had this idea called Suburban Kid the whole time. And I said, bro, I said, Suburban Kid. I said, that's kind of dope as hell because like his idea behind it was that you got people who are not from the city, but act like and try to mimic like they from the city, but they not. They're just a suburban kid, you know. So you got people from like where I'm from, like, oh, you go out of town. Where you from? The easiest thing to say is I'm from Chicago, right? Because nobody knows. You say I'm from North Chicago. Oh, you from the North Side? No, I'm from North Chicago. It's like 40 minutes away from Chicago, right?
Right.
but 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 like you're not from the city. You're a suburban kid. I said, bro, we're here in the store right now in Vernon Hills, Illinois. I said that is gonna kill.
Mm.
I said that's gonna kill. I mean, these kids come to this store. These are suburban kid stuff. Across the crew neck sweater or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. They're like, I need that. Because
Think about it like this too, though. Who do you think buys the majority of the rap music?
right.
Right.
So, exactly.
Here's an idea for him. You can take it back to him if he hasn't done it already. You should have like a little suburban kid on the floor with all these piles of like CDs or vinyls behind him
Mm,
while he's listening to music or some shit like that. I think that would be a dope idea too.
that's a dope idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm like, bro, and just stuff like that we do.
Yeah.
Like if we don't think something's a good idea, we be like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
And when we listen to each other, of course, you're gonna have those moments where you feel like super strong about something, and
Yeah.
you're just gonna do it anyway. But
Absolutely. Absolutely.
like this is can't nobody tell me that I'm not gonna do this. But for the most part, we listen to each other, and because we kind of know we get the vibe of where we're at and what people are buying from us and things like that. And we're open to the ideas from each other, man, because we're in it. If we care about each other,
Absolutely.
you know what I mean? So if ain't nobody else gonna tell us the real, we're gonna tell us the real. And we've even bumped heads because of it, because of telling us the real. You know, that person saying, what's up, this person saying what's up, and we might bump heads, but that's brotherhood, right?
Yes,
It's
indeed.
gonna happen.
Yes,
But
indeed. So
but
tell
that's a
me,
lovely part.
how did you get into art?
I used to draw when I was a kid,
Okay.
so it just happened. You know what I mean? I used to just draw things, and I ended up drawing comic book characters and Superman and Batman is my favorite character ever, right? So I used to go to the corner store. I lived on in North Chicago on 10th and Victoria. I used to walk to 14th and Victoria to the store called John's Liquors. John's had the comic books in the back. I always go back there buy the comic books. Always the Batman comics, some X-Men, you know, maybe some Spider-Man here and there, but it was always I'm looking for the latest Batman issue. I need to get that Detective Comics, you know, the one that say just Batman on it, whatever.
Mhm.
I was copping it. And I would go home and just like read the comics and just try to draw like how they were in the comics. But I was super into that. And to truth be told, while living on that street onto the Victoria, we're talking I'm 45 now, but we're talking when I was like third grade, maybe second, third grade, maybe third grade. I drew my first shirt in that house. Didn't know what the hell I was doing. You know what I mean? I'm just doing stuff, right? Um, it was a Ninja Turtle. I
Oh
drew
wow.
Michelangelo on a skateboard, on a shirt, on a white. I had just a plain white T-shirt, had all these different color markers. Drew it on a shirt. It faded, of course, because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I had just had regular permanent markers, right?
Right,
So
right.
I'm drawing this shirt, man, and never knew that was going to be my future. To be doing clothing or doing art on shirts and stuff. But but yeah, that's how I really got into it. I just had drawing books of stuff, and later on got into drawing people off of photos. Didn't know that I could do that. You know, drew a few people on big pieces of drawing paper. Real good with pencil.
Hmm.
Was never good at painting.
Really?
Painting sucks.
So
Yeah, was never
you
good
never
at.
tried like oil base or acrylic or
I,
anything like that?
I did art classes where I got to do it, but I was
Okay.
never good at it. I
Okay.
never felt like I was good. But pencil, color pencils, regular pencil, little ink, stuff like that. That was my bread and butter. But one time I did this art that actually won a blue ribbon in my art class at high school. They did this. The teacher taught us this thing called scratch art, where you take um, a black sheet. It was really a white sheet that had black ink over it, like
Mm.
hard black ink, and you take a X-Acto knife
Oh, and you got to carve it out or
and you got
something
to
like
carve
that?
it out. I drew the roots.
Get the fuck out of here.
I drew the roots. Questlove,
Wow.
a Black Thought, and who was a light skinned dude on the roots? Uh it wasn't. I know it wasn't Malik B. It wasn't an old boy who just passed away. It was somebody else. It wasn't Scott Storch. Forgot who this dude was, but it was somebody else on the roof. But I knew it was Questlove. It was Black Thought in the middle. Some other dude, and I sketched it out with the X-Acto knife on the black. Cold
Wow.
as hell. Cold as hell. I couldn't believe I did it. I couldn't believe it with my own eyes. But she took it to an art fair where she showcased art from her students, and she came back and was like, "Here," and had a blue ribbon on it. I was like, "You
Mm.
kidding me?" And honestly, I'm so mad because I don't know where it is to this day.
Hey,
We move so much as kids,
yeah.
and I tried to hold on to it from all these different moves, but somewhere in the mix, it got lost. and it had the blue ribbon on it. Blew my mind. I'm like, I drew the roots with an X-Acto knife.
Yo, for people who don't understand, is what he's saying is like, because we had to do that in class too. And what he's saying is basically he carved a drawing like out of wood, just using using like a knife. Like that's pretty much what he's saying.
Never done that a day in my life. There's always a pencil.
Yeah.
But she was like, we're gonna do this. I'm like, how the hell am I gonna make a drawing out of an X-Acto knife?
Yeah, because I was good. I was good with the pencils. And then I got introduced to charcoal. And then it was pastel colors and then prism colors. And from there I started getting really good at these things. And next thing I know, I'm in high school. And it's like, oh no, that it don't stop there though. Like there's another level that you have to go to. Yeah.
Right.
And I was like, what?
That final level. Yeah.
Yeah, they was like, no, that's not it. Like, look, can you do this now? And it was perspective drawing. Now, can you do can you do shading? Do you know how to do drawing with light? If I give you a black piece of paper, can you do a drawing with just a white piece of charcoal and fill it in? And so it's all these different things that we had to do. And I was very appreciative. Salute to Mr. Baker. God bless him. May he rest in peace. Legendary guy from the city of Chicago. I didn't even know who Mr. Baker was in totality. Like this guy was one of the first creators or part of the original group and creators of deep house music. So this dude, like, not only could he draw and do all this other shit, but this dude was like had a following overseas in France and all this other stuff as far as music goes. So out of this world, like when he said he the master, you know, like I get it. I get it.
You the master.
So, yeah, man. Yeah, because he was very big on not just teaching us art, but there were life lessons that didn't click with me until later on when I left him. He said, a lot of stuff I'm telling y'all not gonna get now, but when y'all leave here, it'll hit y'all. Hopefully it hit y'all at the right time before before anything is bad. But
that's how it is, man. When you get taught them life lessons from people like that, or even like if it's from like your uncles or from like your grandma, your great grandma, what have you, if you're blessed enough to even have your great grandma, you know, and they try to show you these things and teach you these things. As a kid, you're like, what I gotta know this stuff for? But then you get older, you be like, oh.
Like, wow, that's what you meant.
Right.
That's what you meant. Oh, snap.
Like, oh, damn.
Yeah, man. Mr. Baker was dope, man. His approach to art wasn't what I would have wanted at the time, but he was showing me stuff to prepare me for later on. Like, dude, look, if you do it like this now, you won't have to worry about doing it like, I'm like, I don't want to do it like that. I want to do it like this. So yeah, but you're doing a method that's you know, outdated, or it's going to take you steps later to figure out where you could be if you just do it this way. So sometime it worked, sometime it didn't, but you know, he was definitely very good at what he did, and his teachings were on point at the same time. So he definitely gave us the elevation to teach us how to do what was it, minute drawings and things like that. We had to get up there, like someone would get up there and model, and he said, you got 2 minutes to draw the whole person in full totality. Everything that's up there, you got to draw.
Dang, that's pressure. But yeah, that's dope. So I love art now because of that. And like, I don't know if you see here, like, is this gonna be on video or just podcast audio only?
It's gonna be both. It's gonna be both. I'm gonna chop up the video. I'll chop up the video.
So people who can watch, I'm gonna try to raise my iPad here so you can see this. You see there, you got Biggie and you got Fife. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
So I have a homie named Annalicia. She's Annalicia the artist on Instagram. She started painting in January.
Wow.
And I guess she didn't realize that she was as cold as she was. But I told her I was moving to my apartment and I need art from my friends, right? And I was like, I said, I need Biggie. I said, I don't know what Biggie I want, but tell me what ideas you have. So she found that one, which is a pretty popular Biggie picture, and she made that for me. And then she painted it, right? And then she put the gold stuff on there, like the aluminum gold or whatever. And I said, okay, I need another one. I need Fife. So I told her I need Fife from Bugging Out, and I gave her the picture, and I was like, give me that one. I need Fife. And so she made that for me. But the art, man, my homie Lewis, who's in my store, he did this Kobe one. That's actually a T-shirt as well. He did that.
How recent is that Kobe one?
This Kobe, it's probably a couple months old. Yeah, he did for me. I got a couple more. I'll turn around. He did Jordan for me. Well, these are all in our store too. Like Jordan's left. All the other ones, the Kobe is gone, but he did this Mike for me. He did it for me, but he did it, and then he gave it to me. He did D Rose.
Oh wow!
Right there, that's pretty dope with the butterfly wings. My homie Shelly did this Mike Jordan right here. I don't know how well that can be seen, but he painted that on like he took wood pieces, like wood, like actual real wood, and like just painted over it and made the MJ poster for me. But like I love good art, but having art from like my people, like that I know, you know, to put in my place means a whole lot to me.
Hell yeah!
Because like I'm not just getting art like just from the store,
just random people.
like,
You're not just buying it. Like it's closer to home when you're doing it that way.
Exactly, it's close to home, man, and that means a lot to me. Janet, I did myself. This is like some bootleg stuff I did, but I don't know if you see that Janet one.
Yeah, I seen that when you first logged on. I was like, look at this one.
Yeah, and this joint right here. This dude's from New York, Spanish dude. He did that. I found him on Instagram. That's the only one that's not local to me that I have in my house. But I had to get that Campbell soup cream,
yes, sir.
cream soup.
Yes, sir. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, love art, man. I love, of course, like, yeah, a lot of different art, abstract art, but like the urban art, man, the stuff that like that resonates with like me, man. Yeah,
I'm telling you, man. My buddy Vitus, you gotta check him out. You gotta check out him, Michael Coppage. Some of these guys, their art is very good. I'm gonna send you some links to some stuff.
Names. Yeah, man.
Yeah. You're gonna be like, what? yeah. Yeah, and Vitus especially because he's very deep in love with his community and where he comes from. And he's working on different shows and different art pieces and volumes and the things that he's coming up with, the story behind it, the concept, his conceptual art, and everything that he's coming up with is dope, man. Like I love what he's doing. I love what I would love what Mike is doing. Like every last one of those guys that I'm still in tune with, I just be looking like that's that shit right there. Like that's what you want to see. That's what you want to see.
There's another dude out there named Damon Lamar Reed. Damon, I think Reed is his last name. So my alter ego is I do hip hop. I make beats, right? So he also raps, but he does a lot of murals around Chicago, and he's a dope artist too. But I don't know the areas that his murals are in, but he has a lot of murals that I see them like when he posts them on like Facebook and stuff like that. But he's a really dope artist as well. People who do murals to me like a whole other level, because that's some commitment, like
big time commitment. Big time commitment.
That's some commitment, boy. You can tell me you gotta do this whole wall, like this gigantic wall outside or whatever it is, that's some commitment.
And they zone out and do it. And they zone out and do it.
You zone out and do it. Yeah, it's crazy. Big up to those people, man, because that's some like what's old boy overseas. The dude, God dog, what is his name? He's the dude from Europe who would go places and he'll just tag stuff. He has the famous picture of the girl with the red balloon.
Oh, Banksy.
Banksy, yeah. Like, he amazes me too, because like his brain, like the way he thinks is like crazy to me when it comes to art.
Yeah. Aren't they
You
looking
know,
for whoever that is? Aren't they looking for him? Like,
I don't think people know what he looks like.
yeah, I think they want to arrest this whoever this person is. I think they want to arrest him and lock him up or whatever it is. But
He's disruptive. He's very disruptive with his art.
but those type of statements are statements that need to be said. And if we believe that art imitates life and life imitates art, or however the saying goes, these pictures, these paintings, these murals that this person is creating are very spot on.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I went to his exhibit when he had the exhibit going in Chicago downtown. I had to go see it, but and I learned a little bit more about it. Just he was very, very political, and the fact that nobody knows the hell he looks like, is for some people who won't tell who he is, you know.
And we probably motherfucking done walked by so many times we probably don't even know it. You know what I mean?
Right, like you'll like he pops up somewhere and does some art on a random ass wall outside somewhere, and be like, damn, he was here.
Yeah.
Like he was there.
And
It's
it when you
confirmed.
see it, you like, wait, what?
Wait.
How? So
Nobody knows. The
yeah.
dude is Ramon from Beach Street. But or Spit. Maybe you call him Spit. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
But yeah,
I
man.
damn sure don't know.
That's what it looked like.
I just know someone introduced me to the art, and they was like, look at these pieces that he's done. I was like, he did these? It's like, yeah. I was like, this shit is dope, man.
Yeah.
I like the statements and everything. Like, whoever it is, keep that shit up, man.
Yeah.
Keep that shit up. You are doing nothing wrong. That's how you know you're not doing nothing wrong, when you're getting on people's nerves and they want you to stop.
When you're disruptive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime. Yeah. When you disrupt shit, they telling you that you're crazy and stuff like that. That's usually when you're doing the right thing.
Right. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And we see it all the time. And I noticed it even with myself. When I'm saying shit that's offending people, or people are making up lies just so they can get people on their side and not mine. It's like, oh, I'm doing the right thing. Let me move out the way. I'm gonna go over here now because I see what's going on.
Right.
Yeah, I see what's going on. Like, y'all not used to the truth. Y'all like being lied to.
Yeah.
Tell me, how did you end up starting a clothing company?
Man, bro. 2013, I was doing shirts. I had this idea. It was back when remember the term YOLO was popular.
Yes.
And
which I kind of sort of, let me say this real quick. I kind of sort of don't agree with it. You only die once. That's all I'm saying. You can only die once, as far as I know. Right. Here in the physical realm, you can only die once. You can redo your life. Yeah. You can redo your life as many times as you need to. But anyway, go ahead, YOLO.
Hence what I did. I made a shirt called YOLO, which meant you only live again. So, because I didn't agree with the term YOLO either, because in many different ways, you only live again, right? You can reinvent yourself, right? You can live again in the spiritual realm, as far as you say bye to the old you, and you give your life to Christ.
Mm-hmm.
You give your life over to making yourself a better person, whatever the case that means to you, right? Because everybody has their own different beliefs.
Yes.
I'm not gonna like force or say whatever, force myself or whatever, but I believe you only live again when you give your life over to God, who is the creator of everything. Any God on this earth, there's the God above all gods, in my opinion, right? Trees and plants are here for a reason. We didn't create it. It was here before we started creating plants on our own. But, so there's the whole spiritual aspect of it, but then you can also reinvent yourself, right? How many times have many people reinvented themselves as artists or musicians, or just as a person in general, right? You only live again, right? You don't have to settle for dying one time and that's it. You can kill yourself mentally and reinvent who you are as a better person. So there's all a bunch of different ways to go about it. My way was more of a faith-based led way, but the show was called YOLA. It was mainly just playing off of the word YOLO.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very trendy, right? And did cool in the hood. It was good, right? And I stopped doing it. Of course, YOLO died down. My life happened. I started doing other stuff in life. And I stopped doing shirts. And then fast forward to mid to late 2017, my homeboy was like, he called me, he was like, man, I was thinking about this, man. Why you stop doing those shirts? And I told him why. I was like, man, life happened, YOLO played out, you know, and it just but for the most part, life happened, you know. It's like, man, you have something going. You should think about start doing shirts again, man. If not doing the whole YOLO thing, maybe something else.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, maybe I can, think about that, same day. Facebook memories, those pop up like this happened 2 years ago or whatever. And it was a picture of one of my shirts, the whole YOLO shirt. And I was like, oh, damn, all right, cool. And then it happened a third time in the same day. One of my homeboys was like, yo, the tank top, I brought that tank top, you sent me a picture of it. Right, that tank top you did, the YOLO tank top. I'm like, man, I did a YOLO tank top that was it was the EPMD logo, but it was YOLO. So you have the lines with the E and the P,
Gotcha.
So I did that, but it said YOLO. And I was like, oh damn, that's 3 times. All right.
That's a sign.
That's a sign. So let me go ahead and go to the drawing board and see what I can come up with. So I went and started brainstorming, and things just started hitting me and hitting me and hitting me. And I came up with a fresh culture out of it. And a fresh culture was just basically a fresh is to live, to wake up new, to start something, again, to start something fresh. Like you wake up afresh. I'm gonna start a new career afresh. Like it's a whole new outlook on your day, on your life. It's fresh, right? Everything is fresh to you. To me, it's to wake, pray, forgive. Wake, pray, repent, forgive, give thanks. And you wake up. And that's the culture of keeping your spirit afresh every day. Things we have to do in life, forgiveness is key.
Mm-hmm.
To forgive is a big thing, because to not forgive somebody, to think about it, like, to me, I have my faith is strong, and I believe that we're forgiven every day, because we do crazy stuff every day. We think crazy thoughts.
Oh man.
We can't say that we don't. If we say we don't think a crazy thought, we lying to ourselves.
I would be lying. Everybody knows that.
You know what I mean? We think crazy thoughts
all the time.
How many times you want to trip a kid running through the mall? You want to trip them. Like this badass kid running through the store, you just want to stick your foot out. Yeah. That's a crazy thought. Yeah. It's not as extreme as some other crazy thoughts, but we think stuff, right?
But it's devious. It's devious.
It's devious, right? We might do something wrong to people, things like that, man. And we got to ask for forgiveness, and we're forgiven every day that we wake up. We're given new chances. We wake up every day. That's another chance to get our life correct, right? To do something that we didn't do yesterday, to do today, or to get something right that we have not been getting right. We're given chance after chance, and God bless the people who did not make it to get a chance, but the ones that were here, we get opportunities every day to get it right, right? And that's to wake up, and that's due to me, and my belief, that's due to forgiveness. And we have to, if we're not if you don't have a God that you're repenting to, right? There's probably a person that you need to say you're sorry to. You probably wronged somebody, right? You did something wrong to somebody, you know what I mean? And it might be on your heart. They might have forgotten about it, for all you know. Who knows, right? But it might be heavy on your heart. It'd be like, yo, I did something back in the day that we didn't talk about. And I just want to say, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because you go to your grave, just think to yourself, tomorrow you can't be here. You might not be here. Today, there might be that one person that you got to be like, yo, I was foul as hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that was messed up. I'm sorry, you know. Um, so there's the forgiveness and there's the repenting part and there's just giving thanks for life, man. Like we wake up every day afresh. Like give thanks for life to whoever you want to give it to, right? Whatever it is that you want to do, it could just be just randomly like, yo, I'm alive. I
Mm-hmm.
woke up today. This is dope. Or it might be to God, or it might be to Allah, you know, whoever that God is to that person, you know, but like, thank you,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And that's what that came from. And you make that a habit that becomes your culture, you
Yeah.
know. That's where the name of fresh culture came from. And that's why you see tagline, you know, streetwear dipped in faith, because it came from my faith, but whatever faith you have, it's not limited to just my faith, you know, because I've had people with no particular type of faith rock with me. I have people who are Muslim rock with me because there's still a strong message behind it of a lot of peacefulness and a lot of um like thankfulness and positivity, you know,
Yes,
behind
sir.
it. And people just rock with that as a whole, you
Because
know,
when
because
I when I first saw it, and not to just cut you off like that,
you
but
good.
when I first saw it, I was like, man, the word renewed was one of the first words I saw when I saw afresh. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the feeling of being renewed or being restored is one of
Yep.
the things I first got when I saw that. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool, man.
That's legit. That's
Yeah.
legit. Yeah. Renew, restored, refresh, afresh. It's all the same thing. Yeah.
Let's go back to forgiveness then. Do you forget? Not do you forgive? Do you think that forgiveness is not just so you could forgive someone, but for you could so that you can release a burden to yourself as well? Because I find that in forgiving certain people, it's not necessarily about me for just forgiving them. It's about me also having a realization that there is some harm that could have come to a certain individual if I didn't forgive them.
Yeah. I think it's all of the above, you know, because think about how not forgiving somebody can lead people in certain areas, right? Um, to hate somebody is like death, right? If you say you hate somebody, you might as well say you're dead to me,
Mm-hmm.
right? To tell somebody you're dead to me, that's like, you know, to me that's harsh. Like you're dead to me. I hate you, right?
Yeah.
And to not forgive somebody, think of all the things you could do. Think of all the hatred, animosity that could come out of not forgiving somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And then some steps people can take in action due to that lack of forgiveness that turns into animosity and to hate.
Mm-hmm.
And then you do something drastic that could change your whole life, change that person's whole life. But just to actually just forgive that person and what could come out of it. Like you said, a burden, you release a burden in you.
Absolutely.
You're right. You release a burden in you. And then for that person, you never know what that does for that person's life. You know, because like I said, that person might have forgot that you did something wrong to them because it might not have hit them as hard as it hit you, right?
Mm-hmm.
For the littlest things, right? Some things are really big, right? But for the littlest thing, they might be like, oh man, I wouldn't even, you know, it's all good. I didn't even know that you were feeling that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's a
Definitely.
whole thing that could come out of that, right? A whole lot of positivity and maybe a lot of bonding that can come out of that. But then you have some more heavier things,
Yeah.
right? Like it's hard to forgive somebody that shot your nephew or
Absolutely.
right.
Absolutely.
That's hard to forgive,
Very.
but the strength that it takes to actually say, look, you did what you did. My nephew is not here anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He has left this earth, but hating you for the rest of my life is not going to be good for my spirit. And I'm gonna tell you now, whatever's gonna happen to you in the future is gonna happen to you. I have no control over that, but I'm gonna forgive you. And when people like be like, how could you forgive that person? you can't judge that person for forgiving the shooter, right? You can't judge that person for forgiving,
Yeah.
but that might do something for that purpose. You never know what it does for the shooter themselves. That those words right there, I forgive you, might do a whole 180 on that shooter and change that person's life forever. Even
Yeah.
though they might spend whatever time in prison,
Mm-hmm.
right? They might spend whoever time in prison.
Yeah.
But you never know while they're in there, it might rearrange their entire thinking just because you told that one person, I forgive you. But you got those
Absolutely.
people who are like, I will never forgive you for what you did to me. And it might be something like you cheated on them.
Yeah.
I will never forgive you. But if a person can forgive the shooter, but you can't forgive this person for cheating on you, that person might have did you a favor by cheating on you. You know what I mean? They might have did you a favor. Who knows? But like that person forgive the shooter.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
You've seen footage of stuff like that, right?
Yeah. 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 I definitely have. But this is something. And the reason why I asked you that is because I was having, I like to have certain type of conversations with different people
Uh-huh.
when it's available to me. And me and some really close friends of mine were having a conversation about forgiveness. And they asked me, how in the world did you forgive that person when they caused you enough pain that you wanted to do what you wanted to do to them? And I said, well,
Yeah.
you got to think about it, right? Here I am upset at them because I allowed them to upset me.
Mm-hmm.
They don't went on about their business for years at a
Mm-hmm.
time. I never said anything about it. They know what the situation is when I see them at the time.
Right.
But after years passed, I said, you know what? It was easier for me to forgive them because it released me from a burden that I had.
Right.
And the burden wasn't what they understood. Like they don't understand where I was willing to go or the things I was willing to do or the things that were to come from that situation that transpired. And I was
Right.
like, I'm releasing myself from that burden of
Right.
carrying that, whether they do it or not, whether they think something's still going to happen or not. I'm releasing myself from it because I no longer want to hold that and hold that against them.
Right.
They gonna go on about their life. Now I'm gonna go on about my life. And this was years ago. I'm gonna go on about my life, and we gonna continue living. But they asked me recently, how was I able to do that? I said it was the burden of me carrying. I was carrying the burden of wanting to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that the next time I saw them, that I did them wrong. And when I finally saw them, I just, you know what? Hey, you know what happened? Yeah, man, I want to apologize. I said, no, you don't even have to apologize. Let me apologize
Mm.
because I owe you a fade, a severe one. But at the age of realization and accountability, let me apologize and let me let you know that I forgive you for what happened because you don't understand how serious it
Yeah.
actually was. He's like, well, I think I do. That's why I kind of like really didn't say nothing to you for years because someone told me how serious of an offense it was. I was like, oh, they told you, huh? And he was like,
Mm.
yeah, I didn't realize. I was like, well, we passed that now. So let me go
Yeah.
ahead and because it released. I told my friends it releases the burden off me for me to even feel that way, and I don't even want to carry that, and I don't want
Right.
other people to think that that's still the situation. Because for years it
Yeah.
always was like that. So why not just change the whole dynamic to the way this relationship works and the way the spirit, the energy, and the vibe is when people think about him and people think about me or what's going to happen when that person sees me or when they see, you know what I mean? Like, let's
Yeah.
just change the whole dynamic.
Yeah. Yeah.
And after forgiving them, I felt so much better. I was like, man, dude, like that felt good for me because I released myself from a burden.
Yeah.
Because if my main friends are bringing this person up, and the main thing they saying is you probably gonna knock his teeth out when you see him. Let's change this dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Let's change it. Like why we even got to feel this way or even talk like that as older, mature men, right?
Right.
Like you all are at the age of maturity and accountability where you guys have kids and wives. I'm mature, like we're business owners, we're working, we got all this other great stuff going on for ourselves. We're traveling around the world, we got podcasts, we got music, we got all this other stuff going on. Why are we holding on to that?
Right.
And the easiest thing for me to do is just tell that brother, you know what, man, regardless of what happened, I forgive you. I forgive you. And I told him at the older me, the younger me, no, we would be doing what we're gonna do right here in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
But because of accountability and realizing that now we're grown and we need to move past certain things, I understand the energy of that dynamic now. If everybody brings your name up to me and it's attached with that type of shitty feeling, and I can feel it, and I feel the negative energy with it, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want that. Yeah. So let me free myself up from that. And let's move forward. No, we can't have drinks. We can't have drinks. We can't go hang out and everything. We won't be doing nothing like that.
Right.
We won't be doing nothing like that, you know.
Yeah.
But that,
because the thing is, you can forgive somebody, but you ain't got to mess with them.
mm-mm.
You ain't got to mess with them.
But
you can love somebody from afar, but you ain't got to mess with them.
Absolutely. And I told him, I said, the disdain that I had for you, I no longer feel that way. So because I don't feel that way, I want to change the energy because I don't want people to think that it's going to always be that way. And it's not. I'm not going to be no 50, 60, 70-year-old man years down the line worrying about how another person feels about me or having this energy and this vibration carry on down the line. That I don't want that. So, you know, when they asked me about it recently, to go back to that, and we were having that conversation, I was like, yo, it was just a burden I felt like I was carrying, and all this negative energy toward that person. Like, I'm at the stage of peace right now. Peace and productivity and prosperity is all I ask for, is all I want, is all I seek in life right now. So carrying that does nothing for me at all, you know. And I'm glad to have moved on from that and put myself into a totally different mental space and be able to see past that, because it feels, for me, it feels great. It's that renewed thinking, you know, feeling restored and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's huge, man. The burden that carries, man, and some people, like when you hold grudges, you know, and some people don't even know you're holding a grudge against them.
Yeah.
You know, as well.
And I can really hold a grudge, because I can really hold one, man. But
yeah,
it wasn't necessary for that to go on any longer, man. It's something that happened, you know. It was words, and now we just move on. We good. Like I'm good. Like I don't need to talk to you. We don't need to be best friends. We don't need to talk about sports. How was your day? We don't need to say nothing. I just need to be able to look at you, say peace, what's up, chunk of douche your way, and we good. That's all I need.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was better than me feeling like every time I see you, I need to smash your ears together. You know what I mean? Like the less feeling that I have of that, the better I feel. You know, and now that I'm in that spot, it's like, all right, cool. And sometimes, you know, maybe it's just the time it takes for a person to heal and move past things as well. You know, they say time heals all wounds. I don't know if that's accurately true all the time, but I know in this situation, for me, it was just time to just say, yo, man, I forgive you for what happened, man. It was small. I don't think you had any understanding of what you were doing, but everybody, my friends know, your friends know, you were gonna get your ears smashed together. You know what I mean? Like, and the only reason it didn't happen because I didn't find you. You know, but now that we're here and we can see each other, I just want you to know it's all love, my man.
It's all love, right?
It's all love. we passed that, but your forehead was gonna touch the back of your brain, bro.
And you box, so you want the problems.
Yeah, like, you was gonna get all that. You was gonna eat all that.
Right.
But you know, we in a beautiful place, man. Life is good, and I'm loving life, and I'm loving the next transitional phase for me. You know,
that's what's up.
So as far as the store, how long have you guys had that store?
Since July 10th of 2021.
Okay, because you were saying July, and I'm like, he can't be talking about last year. So 2021, really?
Yeah, 2021.
Okay.
My partner DK, because the whole local hero thing started as a pop-up in 20 when did COVID hit? COVID was 2020, right?
2020, yes, yes.
Yeah. So we did a pop-up local heroes in Waukegan right before COVID hit in 2020. And it was March 8th of 2020 actually. And it was me. It was so the idea I had was to have this pop-up called Local Heroes, bring in some other local brands in one space. We do a pop-up event, X amount of hours on a Saturday. And then we take the sales and we all donate it to one particular uh nonprofit, local nonprofit.
Okay.
That was the hero part of it. So we did that with four brands. My partner DK, who was with me at Local Heroes now at the store in the mall, he had released his brand for the first time that day, and it had two other brands, another brand called Stick Talk and another brand called Regal and Royal. Um, and the day was pretty dope. And I was like, yo, whatever y'all make, 10%. I'm not gonna ask y'all what y'all made. This is a gentleman's honor. You know, y'all, here's the cash app for it was a drill team. Here's the cash app for them. Send your money there.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I did pretty well. From what other people said, they did pretty good, pretty decent. And that was how that was. The goal was to end up doing multiple pop-ups that year and doing the same stuff. But then COVID hit and the world shut down.
Mm-hmm.
So no pop-ups. So fast forward to 2021, and we're like, okay, the world's opening back up again. What you want to do? Want to do some more pop-ups? Want to give it a go? And he was like, man, I might have a hookup in the mall. I was like, word? How? And he said, Hawthorne Mall. I'm like, okay, Hawthorne Mall can't be cheap. It's Vernon Hills, you know, and it was a good price. So I said we need to get some more people involved.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a couple other brands involved, and we gave it a go, and it's been rocking ever since. It's to the point, you know, we bring in some other brands. We started doing sneakers this year, like consignment. Got a couple other brands in the store. One called Behind the Scenes, one called Corner Bodega. A lot of accessories, and basically the store has been paying because we said we have to we have to take X amount of dollars, the rent is split up between four of us. So we're gonna come with X amount of dollars every month, no matter what. And we agreed to it. But hell, the store's been paying for itself. And we've been paying rent without coming out of our pockets, you know, which is a really great thing. And then everybody's eating, right? So every 3 days we pay out all the brands. So if your brand sold within these 3 days, payout day, boom, here's your money, here's your money, here's your money.
Mm-hmm.
People pay in to like kind of like rent space for their brand or whatever, but you know they're making their money back and things like that, which is pretty dope. So the thing about it is everybody eats.
Absolutely.
Right? Like the same thing with Jimmy. Jimmy was the catalyst for that, man. Like everybody eats, man. I wanted to get Jimmy in there, but he was like, I'm way too far. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing with the clothing brand and stuff like that. And he, you know, he had some different things that he was working on it. So he felt like didn't know if he could really commit. But you know,
I tell you what, he should just have just throw some hats around there, like maybe one or two shirts, you know, small items.
I had this in an olive branch because he did
Hell
it to
yeah.
me. You know what I mean? So, but Jimmy, if you're watching this when this is airing or whatever, if you're watching, the offer is still there. Bring some hats, whatever the case is. It's all love. But yeah, man, and that's how Local Heroes came out, July 10th of 2021, and we're supposed to be 3 months, and then it became 6 months, and now we're still there. And like I said, we're getting traction. We have my brand of Fresh Culture. We have Suburban Kid. We have a brand called Azure, a brand called Storylines, which is a super dope brand. Azure, Storylines, Suburban Kid, they're all dope brands. Behind the scenes, Corner Bodega. Got a lot of sneakers in the store right now, which is pretty dope. We have some other brands in there too. One called Tilted Crowns, which is really dope. He was in there for some months. He pretty much sold out of a lot of hats and some clothes. Another brand called Sire, who's from Chicago somewhere, SIRE. I think there's Sire on Instagram too, but we had them in there for like a month. The pop up for him that did pretty decent. And but yeah, it's just trying to give exposure to people who are serious about having a brand, and they are serious about this clothing brand thing like we are. And we're also, while being in our store, we're also willing to lend everything that we learned, you know, even resources,
Yeah.
things like that, because there's a chance for everybody to succeed.
Yes, sir.
It's a chance for everybody to succeed. And why hold it to just us four being in this store when there's other people who are so talented who could be there as well
Yes,
and
sir.
sell their merchandise and put their ideas on a piece of clothing. Like, for real, like there are people walking around with my ideas.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know if people like Jerry Lorenzo or before Virgil passed away, or Don C, or whoever sees this, or Joe Fresh Goods, if they see it the way that in that manner,
Mm-hmm.
they probably do. But like, yo, like you are walking around with my ideas on your chest or on your feet, right? Like outside clothes, that New Balance joint that Joe did with New Balance, like the shoe is dope as hell. Like people walking around with his concepts, his ideas on their feet.
Yeah.
His idea of back in the day being outside, playing outside until the streetlights came on. That's a story he told with that shoe.
Good
Like,
times.
you know what I mean? Good times, right? The visual that he put together for that collection was inspiring. I literally teared up watching that video. I don't know if you've ever seen this,
I haven't seen the video.
but if you go to YouTube and look up Joe Fresh Goods, New Balance, whatever, you might find that video. But it's the Outside Clothes collection. He like summarized Black culture in the 90s, late 80s, whatever, just playing outside all day long,
It was a
playing
good time to be
dominoes,
alive, man.
the cookouts, you know what I mean? All that stuff. He summarized it. But like, when my point is, like, you walking around with my ideas on your shirt, on your back, on your legs, whatever. That was my idea. Like, this beyond me, bro.
Yeah. You like my idea enough to wear it.
To wear it.
Yeah.
People walk around. A dude told me today, I was in my store with this hoodie on today, and a dude came in and he was out with some other cats that was hanging around in the store. And that's the thing about our store is like, we don't care if people hang out. Come hang out. We got a record player. I got albums. I got vinyl.
Yeah.
Whatever. Let's hang out. Let's talk. Whatever. But he was like, yo, I wear that hoodie almost every week. Some of the one that I have on right now. I'm like, for real? It looks plain right here, but on the back it has a lot of stuff on it.
Okay. Okay.
But he's like, yo, he's like, yeah, it's like one of my go-to hoodies. I'm like, damn, for real? Like, like really? It's crazy just to think about, man. Like people walk around with your ideas.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how it goes though, man. But you've put in the time and the work to get it to that point. So
Yeah,
you reaping what you sow. So
yeah, yeah,
it's all just coming together. Give out
yeah.
the website to the store or to your brand so people can know where to shop it.
Yeah, a fresh culture is AFRESH, just like it sounds. A fresh culture, and that's on Instagram, on Facebook, Twitter, The website is freshculture.com. The store is called Local Heroes, and on Instagram you can find it at Local Heroes Pop Up. I'm dropping a new collection this weekend called Victoria Avenue, which is basically me telling the story about my stomping grounds, where I grew up. I grew up on a street called Victoria Avenue. Spent a lot of years there. I was bullied. My mom, I witnessed domestic abuse. I witnessed my first raid on Victoria Avenue.
Oh,
I
snap.
witnessed drugs. I witnessed a lot of good stuff. I met my best friends on Victoria Avenue. I met the mother of my son, who I married and was married to for 21 years on Victoria Avenue. She actually lived, 8 blocks down on Victoria Avenue. So a lot of talented people grew up on Victoria Avenue. Tiffany Brooks of HGTV, who was the mother of my child, but she grew up on Victoria Avenue. Super talented interior designer. Sean Marion didn't grow up on Victoria, but he grew
But
up.
he's from North Chicago.
But
right?
he's from North Chicago. He lived 3 streets over on Glen Drive, a couple blocks up from me. We played together as kids. He's from North Chicago, so he knows that the Victoria Avenue, Jackson Street, Glen Drive. He was on Glen Drive. A lot of talented people, but just from North Chicago in general. But Victoria Avenue is just your stomping grounds. The house you grew up in, the street you grew up on, where you took your bruises and your bumps. You learn the most. You gain the most. Everything that happened to you, it could be grandma's house.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? To me, that's the Victoria Avenue for you, for that person. And that's what that whole thing represents, that story I'm telling with that name, Victoria Avenue. And it's just, never forget where you came from. That's what it's all about. So I'm dropping that collection this weekend. I'm really excited about it. I'm trying to finish it up. I'm like crunching. Like there's some pieces that are you gonna be here in time? Like, so God forbid I have to push it back, but I might have to do like a soft release that day and like bring the rest of the stuff out later in the week. I don't know, but like I'm crunching. But that's like a sister part of a Fresh Culture. So it says Victoria Avenue by a Fresh Culture. And I'm really trying to get that going. I'm really like excited about it. But yeah, freshculture.com, Instagram, etc., all the same name.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. My man's in them. A Fresh Culture.
My man's in them.
My man's in them. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
This has been a great episode. I appreciate it. I can keep on going, but
we could talk a long time,
yes,
right?
Sir. You got stuff to do. I got stuff to do. So we're gonna end it right there. Ladies and gentlemen, also remember the mission statement when you're striving for greatness. God never puts you in the driver's seat if it's taken. We are done here.